Okay, hello everyone. So in this video, you will be learning the difference between the accruals accounting and cash basis accounting. So this is very important for you to understand the difference between cash basis and accrual basis accounting because you'll keep on, learning on accruals and cash basis accounting later on as well in many chapters. So accrual basis accounting basically, if let's say if you want to record your revenues, it doesn't matter whether you have received a cash or you have not received a cash. Once you have provided a services to your customer, you have to record your revenues under the accrual basis accounting. Similarly, if you have to record an expense, it doesn't matter you have paid or you have not paid to your for your expenses, you still have to record your expenditure under the accrual basis accounting once you have incurred them. So under accrual basis, revenues are recognized when it is earned and expenses are recognized when it is incurred. For cash basis accounting, we only record our revenues when we receive a cash from our customer, and we only record our expenses when we paid cash for that. So which is a difference to the accrual basis accounting, because in accrual basis accounting we only record our revenue when we earned it. It doesn't matter we have received the cash or we have not received. Let's take some examples for the accrual basis and cash basis accounting. And also you have to remember one thing, that cash basis accounting is not approved by the accounting standards. So let's take an examples of accrual basis and cash basis accounting. For accrual basis accounting, you can see in this scenario that on 1st September, the dentist have performed a service to the patient and the payment has been received on 3rd September only. So now in under accrual basis accounting, it doesn't matter that the customer is paying on 3rd of September. So once you have performed a services on 1st of September, under the accruals basis accounting, we have to record our revenue. So on 1st September, under the accrual basis accounting, our journal entry will be our entry will be debit account receivable and credit service revenue. On 3rd September, when we receive a payment, then we will only debit our cash and credit our account receivable, because on 1st September, we were not receiving any payment. So that's why we have to debit our account receivable on 1st of September. But since we have already performed a services, that's why our revenue is increasing and we have to credit our service revenue. But on 3rd September, when we receive our cash, now the cash is coming into business. So therefore, our account receivable has to decrease once we receive our cash against that account receivable, and decrease in account receivable will always be credit in that case. The next example is for cash basis revenue. So on 1st September, when the dentist perform a services, since we are not receiving any payment on 1st September, we are only receiving on 3rd of September. So under cash basis accounting, we only record our revenue when we receive the payment. So on 1st September, under cash basis accounting, opposite to accrual basis, there won't be any entries because we are not receiving any payment. So under cash basis, we will only record our general entry on 3rd of September when we receive a cash. So we will debit our cash and credit our service revenue. Now let's take an example of accrual basis expenses. So on 1st September, we have purchased stationeries and received bill on 1st of September. So, but we have only paid stationery bill on 3rd of September. So under accrual basis, it doesn't matter you have paid on 3rd September, since you have purchased and received a bill on 1st September, so you have to record your expenses on 1st of September. So you will debit your stationery expense and credit your accounts payable. Because why we are crediting accounts payable? Because we are not paying any amount on 1st of September. We will only be paying on 3rd of September. So on 3rd September, we will credit our cash because the cash will flow out from the business once we paid for our expense. And then you have to reverse back that accounts payable which you have created on 1st September, because we have to reverse back accounts payable once we have paid our cash. For cash basis expenses, on 1st September, we have nothing to record because under cash basis, we only record our expenses when we paid cash. So on 1st September, we are not paying any cash, so no entries will be required. The entry will only be required under cash basis when we pay our cash for expense. So we will debit our stationery expense and credit our cash.